But here's the concept. If you look at the joyful mysteries as an example, the first joyful mystery is the Annunciation. And then out to the side, I've handwritten humility. And what I've handwritten are what are called the fruits of these mysteries. In other words, what does this represent? And at the Annunciation that we read when we started the evening, Mary in her humility said, I agree to do God's will. That's what humility is doing God's will and not our own will. Humility doesn't mean being quiet and being shy in a corner. Humility means God goes first. The Visitation, the fruit is charity, because Mary went to help her cousin Elizabeth for 3 months. The Nativity, Jesus is born in a barn. And the fruit of that mystery is detachment from riches. God came to earth in about the worst circumstance a baby could be born. He didn't come into the earth in a castle. The Presentation, where Mary and Joseph present Jesus as the Jewish religion taught, they were obedient to the church. And then the finding of the child Jesus in the temple is joy that each of us have when we discover Jesus for our own life. So, here's the gig on a rosary. I also printed out for you all the prayers that you kind of have to know. This is a very difficult instrument to learn to work with. Because first you have to slave and learn the mechanics that I tried to just summarize. And that takes a while. And you have to memorize and learn all of these prayers. And then, once you've kind of figured out generally how to drive the car, then you've got to get more sophisticated and start learning what these various mysteries are and what they represent, what the fruit of the mystery is. The point is this. When you pray a rosary and all you're doing is thinking of the Hail Mary prayer 10 times in a row, that's just tedium. Ultimately, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, Glory Bees, the whole rhythm and cadence of this rosary is just almost be kind of an accompaniment, kind of like a tune in the background, while what you're really thinking about, and I'll give you an example. When I pray the Crucifixion, the fifth sorrowful mystery, on each Hail Mary there's a different event that happens, either the piercing in his side, or his asking for some drink, or his giving of Mary to the world as the mother. I have 10 little events I think about. And so while I'm saying the Hail Mary, I'm almost doing 2 things at once. I mean, I'm not even thinking about that prayer. It's just in my heart. What I'm really pondering is I'm paying attention to what Jesus did. Another way to look at it is see the fruit of the crucifixion is final perseverance. Maybe I need to be thinking that I need to be trying harder. All right, and persevering. So I may be thinking about things in my life where I need to be trying harder to be a good Christian. So the point of this is, at first, anyone that tries to do this struggles. And you can't give up just because of the struggle, because ultimately, this is a beautiful prayer, and I'm convinced it is a powerful prayer. I could tell you legions of stories through history where armies that were outnumbered 20 to 1 all got out their rosaries and prayed it and miraculously won the battle. And there are feast days in the church that honor events like that. I even think, now you see my rosary has got some real stuff to it, right? I mean, I almost think like this is the slingshot that David used to slay Goliath. All right, kind of a good versus evil. But turn to the very back of your Bible. We're going to go to Revelation. Now again, I have seen some people also say this, but this is just me talking, okay? This isn't a dogma of the church, but I believe this. Y'all are like, what's this? It's on page 1391 at the very, very back, chapter 20, where it says the 1,000-year reign. And remember, I was talking to you about this contest between the woman and the dragon. And the woman is Mary, and the rosary is called the rosary because of rose, as in Our Lady. All right? I view this as, I'm a member of her army, and when I pray this, I give her bullets. That's just how I picture it in her fight against evil. Read chapter 20, first verse. Then I saw an angel come down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the abyss and a heavy chain. He seized the dragon, the ancient serpent, which is the devil or Satan, and tied it up for 1,000 years and threw it into the abyss, which he locked over it and sealed so that it could no longer lead the nations astray until the 1,000 years are completed. When I pray the Rosary, and I pray it properly, not only is it helping me, but I believe I'm offering a weapon that ultimately is going to get Satan kicked out of here. And if y'all don't think there's a lot of sin in the world, and we need a lot of prayer, you're kidding yourselves. And it's getting worse and worse, all right? And so this is a critical instrument and weapon. Now, we don't have time to practice praying it, all right? But I'm hoping that through whatever handout you've already got and kind of my written description and then giving you the prayers, you'll start working on this. I will tell you that the beauty of this is if you decide you're just going to sit down and pray, no Rosary, I promise you, now maybe you've got discipline, I don't, but in about 5 minutes you're going to remember something you forgot to do. Or you're going to go make that phone call and then come back to it. All right? The beauty of this, and it maybe is almost a guilt thing, when I start this, I finish it. I can't just in the middle of the third mystery just put it down and say, oh, well, I'll come back to that later. And so it offers us a discipline to guarantee us that for 20 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour, whatever it's going to be, we truly are going to pray. And man, in this world of distraction, you need that help. So all I'm telling you in a nutshell is, it's not coming easy. And at first, when you're just praying Hail Marys, you're thinking, I'm not getting anything out of this. This isn't doing this for me. But if you can get to where it's in your heart and it's just second nature, and then you can start focusing on these events in the life of Jesus or his mother and think about these fruits, you'll be amazed what opens up for you. And you'll start getting into what they call a contemplation, which is a deeper level. All right? So that's my amateurish summary of how the Rosary works.